Good morning. We are gathered here today to talk about teachers and about education. And I would like to start with a question. What kind of teacher would you like? If we think about future, let's think about the future of our children, right? If you have children today, think about what kind of teacher would you like for him or her today? Do you want someone passionate? Do you want someone who knows what they're doing and who loves what they're doing? Do you want them to be well-read, well-educated, excited, and, in Lithuania speak many languages so they can read professional literature and enjoy all those things? Please raise your hand if you would like such a teacher for our children. That's right. Now, how about your child or someone very, very dear to you, very gifted, very talented, and they come up to you and say, you know what? I've decided to be a teacher. What do you say? So let's start there. When I was 5, I was in kindergarten. I was an active child moving around, jumping, and I could never sit still. And in Lithuania, we have this nap, 2 hours. So I would have to lay down and sleep for 2 hours, and not just lay down, sleep. I couldn't do that. So my teacher used to put a towel over my eyes and say, if you would move, I will put you on the windowsill naked. I used to be terrified. Those were the most horrible 2 hours of my 5-year-old life because I lay there still. And all those days I was thinking what I would like to do. I would like to play with my friends. I would like to read. I would like to build. I would like to do all those things that I couldn't do. So teachers have to have passion. They have to be passionate about what they do. They have to love what they do. They have to see that there is a bigger purpose to what they do, that the life goes beyond the life in the classroom. The other thing is that love is not enough. We often mystify love and we say if the teacher loves children, that's it, that's only a beginning. If we really want to teach the children, we have to study ourselves. We have to work very, very, very hard to actually know what we are doing. All the brain research that we know today, we didn't know 20 years ago about child development, about how we as humans learn. So teacher is the one who learns continuously and never gives up. So it's grit and it's perseverance. It's not just love. And then we have to change. Every single one of us has to change. We have to change how we think about schools, about teachers, and about teaching profession. And then I decided, okay, so how do we hire teachers? Because you can command teaching. You have to teach, but you cannot command great teaching. You cannot motivate teachers. You can only tap into their motivation. So I decided to hire not for their credentials or for the paperwork they've done, but I decided to hire the teachers for their attitude. So whenever they come and we talk about their passions, about what they like, what they dislike, how they see education, how they see children. And once I got this question, what does it have to do with the job I may have? And I said it has to do everything. It has to do everything with teaching, because teaching is not a profession. Teaching is life. You live teaching. You cannot say, oh, well, I'm done teaching today. Just like you cannot tell your children, I'm sorry, dear, but I'm done with you today. They wouldn't understand you. And you may say that having your own children is a choice. But you also choose to become a teacher. No one made you. You made that choice. So you made to live your life teaching, and that means being forever awake. And that's only the beginning. After we hire teachers, a lot of them have to get their teaching credentials. So studying and working and doing all those things, it's very difficult. It's a hard job. And some decide it's not for them, and I always say, great, good. You can still find something where your heart will sing. It's so much better for a teacher to leave the profession than to hate it and stay in it. So sometimes we have to say goodbye to a new teacher. And then we sit down and I say, well, today it looks very bad. But in a couple of years, you're going to be so happy I let you go. Because you were still young and you had so many options to find something you're passionate about. And when we talk about grit and perseverance, we have to understand that if we want our children to be lifelong learners, we have to be lifelong learners ourselves. It's not about that, I'm done for today. I interviewed a teacher last year and I said, we have this lifelong learning continuum, and are you ready to do it? And she said, but I'm done with the university. And I'm like, no, you're 22. It's just the beginning. And she said, no. I've done it for 4 years. I'm done. So, some of us are done. But if we want our children to be lifelong learners, we have to be lifelong learners ourselves. And some days are very, very hard. We had a student. She came to us and she couldn't walk. And the teacher had to work very, very hard. And the doctors and the parents were saying, we don't know if she'll be able to walk, so we have to invest a lot. And those days were so difficult. The teacher wanted to give up, and she shed a tear. And she was desperate at some days. But I will never forget the day she emailed us the video of the girl walking. Her hands were shaking and her voice was shaking. I would have wanted to share the video with you, but I can't because it's such a horrible quality. But the emotion of that video will forever stay with everybody who saw it. Then we had another guy. He came to us and he said, oh, I want to hit them. And with 2 and 3-year-olds, it's kind of developmentally appropriate. When you don't get what you want, you bite, you kick, you do something, right? So years have passed, and we talked. All the literature, all the research says, talk to the children, explain them. Do not teach them to hit back, just talk. So we talked, and some days we thought all these talks are going in through one ear and are going out through another, and it will never stop, but it did. It did. What does that mean? That means that once you do not stop, once you continue, wonderful things happen. Then we had another one, a very determined one. And she did not want to read. She loved to be read to. She's much older now. But she did not want to read. She was absolutely not interested in reading. She was interested in stuffed toys and all kinds of different play, but not reading. So we decided to find a way to get her interested. And it was so difficult. And the only way, after very many unsuccessful ways, she suddenly was interested in reading stories for her stuffed animals. Because the animals, the stuffed animals, they don't read. They just listen. So in order to develop them, she had to read for them, and she still does. She's an avid reader. She's in kindergarten now. So for teacher to reach that and not give up, all these histories, they have to be creative, and they had to have grit and perseverance. Do not give up, even when it seems very, very difficult. And then it's us, everybody. People we see on the street, people who are in the shops, everywhere, right? We are the ones who have the attitude towards education, towards the teachers. You know, teachers sometimes are very tired of all new regulations, all new rules. And sometimes, you know, when we evaluate, when we diminish the art and the science of teaching to one single measure, good teachers look bad. And bad teachers look good. And that really demotivates. They leave the profession because they don't feel appreciated. They do not feel loved. You know, it's like with the example I gave in the beginning. You know, sometimes when we hear, I want to be a teacher, we go, oh, why? Such a terrible idea. Why would you want that? You can do so much better. We say all those things. And sometimes it takes years for a person to actually come back to education. So how can we change? Well, when we see someone good with children, make yourself to come up to that person and say, wow, you're so good with the children. Have you considered teaching? I know how hard it is sometimes, right? But do it. Make yourself do it. If you have to fake it, well, fake it. Put on a smile and say, wow, be a teacher. If your child comes up to you and says, I'm considering to become a teacher, say, that's great. That's how we will change. Even if you are thinking whatever. First, we will force ourselves to say those things and to think differently, but step by step, we will change the attitude around us. At the very beginning, someone will think that you're crazy. You know, that you are talking some nonsense, but with time, the group of people will start growing around you. More and more people will say the things you are saying, and we will start the ripple effect where suddenly it will be great to be a teacher. And when you will say, I'm a teacher, people will say, wow, tell me more about it. Instead of, oh, how awful. And then we have to be brave. 4 years ago, I got a letter from a girl who's just graduated from Croatian language. And, you know, she wrote, I want to try out and be a teacher. And, you know, I was thinking, my first idea was, well, Croatian. You know, yes, you can study Croatian. It's, you know, but Croatian and teaching. 4 years later, she's still with us. If you see her here today, she's here as well. So you will not be seeing double. So, you know, the thing is that sometimes great teachers are hiding. Sometimes it takes time to actually decide that I want to teach. So the next time you get someone from business or marketing or, I don't know, anything, Croatian, and they say they want to be a teacher, invite them, talk to them, encourage them to do it. Because it might be that a great teacher is reaching out and wants to do something, to influence, and has the passion to do it. So, you know, when you are a teacher, you understand one thing. Learning is joyful. We humans are wired to enjoy learning. Look at young children, they're always learning. Sometimes you think, will they ever stop? Right? I have 4 of my own, so sometimes I would think, how did I get into this? It's forever. It's a never-ending circle of learning. Because they take things apart, they rip things apart, then they put them together, then they draw in your car. And it's all learning. We are wired to do it. So the teachers don't need to do anything. They just need to foster that love of learning. They just need to be passionate about it. And to help them grow. And the other thing is that there is so much change. There is so much change, and we have to adapt. We have to adapt to the children who come to school expecting to play, expecting to have fun, expecting to enjoy it, because they do it everywhere else. And we have to rejoice with them. I had a meeting last year with a mother whose child has finished the 1st grade, and she said, I don't think you're doing a good job. And I asked, why? And she said, well, because my kid cried because of summer vacations. He thought 2 months is too much. So I don't think you're doing a good job because school is hard work. And I'm like, you know what? No matter what you decide for the next year, but that was the best compliment ever. That made not just my day, that made my life. Just knowing that. Just seeing that the children want to learn, that they enjoy it. So we have to adapt. You have to adapt. I have to adapt. We all have to adapt. Schools have to adapt. Teachers have to adapt. There's so much to adapt to that no wonder often we feel lost. Feeling lost is often a chance for a good beginning. And I think that we are on the right track. Thank you very much.